welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. I'm a 23-year-old mom. I have a son named Theodore. He just turned 1 year old, and today I just want to share with you guys some of the lessons that I've learned in this first year of motherhood. So something that I had to remind myself of often was that this is my first time being a mom, and this is Theo's first time being a baby, being my son. Especially when it came to like breastfeeding and nap times and teething and switching over to solids. So many of those times I had no idea what I was doing and I felt very incompetent. And then I just had to remind myself, like, why would I know what I'm doing? This is my first time around. This is Theo's first time around. And so it's just this cool journey of learning everything together for the first time. And so just having grace with yourself and realizing that like you are not a professional because you have never done this before, and that is okay. Okay, so number 2 would be a piece of advice, just to not fear the next stage of life with your baby. I think people often like to tell you their horror stories, whether that's horror stories of being pregnant, went through labor, the newborn stage, and it can make us very fearful rather than excited. And so I know that I was very anxious and scared of going into labor, of postpartum, of the newborn stage, all those different times. And I think it took away some of the joys in those experiences. Number 3 is it is so important to give your body time for your hormones to kind of recalibrate and balance out. When you've had a baby, there is so much going on inside and outside of your body. And it takes a long time to heal and a long time to just kind of recover and balance your hormones. When Theo was about 4 or 5 months old, I started dealing with some postpartum depression and anxiety. And I felt so much guilt and confusion for dealing with that. And now looking back, like, my hormones were going through it, you know what I mean? And there was so much going on. And I wish I would have had a lot more grace and compassion on myself, and also just done more research and understood it better. Okay, so this next one is very cliche, but it is so true, and that is that it gets better and it gets easier. For several months now, we've been sleeping through the night, and Theo's even been sleeping in a little bit, and I feel so rested and so much better. Like, my mind is clear, and yeah, and every baby's different. Some babies take years to sleep through the night. Some babies never sleep through the night. So I understand it looks different for everyone. But I think regardless of what your baby is like, it just gets easier. As you get to know them, they get to know you. You become more confident in being a mother. Like, it just gets easier. You grow so much more confidence in who you are as a person and as a parent. And it's a really good feeling. Like, I can genuinely say that, like, I love being a mother, and it's just gotten way easier. Next, I have a piece of advice that I would definitely take if I were you. And this may not apply so much to the newborn stage, but as your baby gets older and you have a little bit more freedom, I would say take 1 hour every single week to get out of the house and to do something for yourself without baby. For me, that's been going to hot yoga once a week, and I get to look forwards to it literally the entire week. It really helps me just feel rejuvenated, feel taken care of, clears my mind, and it's made a huge difference, just like taking that slot of time for myself every single week. And I think it's really important for you, whether that's like going for a coffee date with a friend, going shopping, going to the gym, doing a paint class, like whatever it is you enjoy, just take time for yourself to do that. Another thing that really helped me as a new first-time mom was joining a mom's group. So when Theo was, I think, 5 months old, I found a mom's group that was run through my church, and it was really scary to go to, but it has been so amazing. I was one of the first of my friend groups to have a baby, and so I felt very kind of alone in that journey. But now I feel like I have so many moms that I can relate to and ask questions and advice and just connect to on that real level of being like a tired mom who doesn't know what they're doing. And yeah, those friendships are just so important. So I would encourage you to find other moms in your community that are kind of in a similar stage of life as you. This next one is controversial, and that is that you are going to change when you have a baby. I don't quite understand how some people think that like you're not going to, because when you become a mother, like that is definitely going to change you. And my encouragement is to realize that that's not a bad thing. I would say take some time just to grieve your old self. Grieve, having the freedoms and the luxuries and the availability and like the sleep that you used to. It is hard. I definitely sometimes miss that. And yet, just looking at the beauty of like the new person that you've become, you're still your old self, and yet you're almost more of a person, because motherhood challenges you and pushes you, and you have a little mini me running around. Like it absolutely changes you, but I think it's such a good change. One last piece of advice would just be to slow down and to play with your kids. I am definitely guilty of not doing this and just kind of running around my son and just making sure the house is clean, the laundry's done, that the meals are made, that I get a nap in, I get to work out. And then if I have free time, I'll sit and read him a book, And I think in the last few months, I've really like switched that mindset over, and I will take intentional time with him to read him books, to play with him, to interact with him, and I can see how much it like fills his cup and his needs. Babies need that. Like they need your attention more than they need a clean house. And for us, people who like to be organized, that's hard to accept. But it is so valuable to just take that quality time and give it to your kids. All right, and that's everything I have to share. I obviously could probably go on, but this video would be way too long. There are just so many cool things that being a first-time mother teaches you. And so I hope that this was somewhat of an interest to watch, and we'll see you next time. Bye.